I just don't understand how the environment isn't taken into consideration. Like the environment is the context. Think of comedy like a store, like a restaurant front, right? You go in there, the food's not for you, you can leave. You didn't have to stop in here. Comedy is such a niche field. I wouldn't consider stand-up comedy a mainstream art form. I wouldn't. It's not film, it's not television, it's not music, it's not as globally celebrated in every household, you know? So I think, it just blows my mind that people can't just let it be. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Hollywood is a minefield these days. One wrong joke, one old tweet, and you're at risk of getting canceled. But some comedians aren't backing down. In this video, we'll dive into the moments when Gabriel Iglesias, Matt Rife, Ricky Gervais, and Kevin Hart faced the wrath of cancel culture and came out on top. Let's start with Gabriel Iglesias, or Fluffy.
I'm watching my career die right in front of me because people are chanting.
Fluffy is one of those comedians who's hard to dislike. He's warm, self-deprecating, and endlessly funny. But even someone as beloved as Iglesias isn't safe from the woke mobs. A few years back, Fluffy faced backlash for his jokes about race.
And by the way, if I'm the one telling you about cancel culture, it's already gone way too far. Because I pride myself in the fact that I'm not a comedian who's divisive. That's why I don't talk about politics, religion, or sports, okay? Because all three will divide people. That's why I talk about food. Because food brings people together.
Especially his comedy bits that touch on Latino stereotypes or his impersonations of different ethnic accents. Critics said he was punching down and accused him of promoting stereotypes. But instead of folding under the pressure, Fluffy embraced the criticism. He fired back by saying comedy is supposed to make people laugh.
I did not know. I tell people I'm more hungry than woke.
Not cater to the overly sensitive. I'm an equal opportunity offender, he said in an interview. I make fun of everyone, including myself. And you know what? His fans stood by him. Rather than letting the critics silence him, Iglesias kept doing what he does best.
I almost got canceled. Because I posted a tweet of one of my dogs.
Bringing people together through laughter. He's proof that no matter how woke the critics get, audiences still crave comedy that's raw and real. Matt Rife, the young comedian who's rapidly making a name for himself, has also had his run-ins with cancel culture. Rife's humor is edgy, sometimes dark, and he's known for pushing the boundaries on stage. One viral moment that almost got him canceled was when he made jokes about modern relationships, gender roles, and dating norms.
Had you not been taking up 2 seats, there would have been room for me to safely secure my backpack in another chair. That's all I said. Everybody wants to be a victim now, right? So how did she, the person who started it, react? How could he say something like that? He's body shaming me. Cancel Matt Rife. You can't cancel me. I'm not your gym membership. Get the f off my feet then.
The internet lit up, accusing him of being sexist or insensitive. But Matt didn't miss a beat. He clapped back directly.
It's not the internet. You come, you kind of know what you're fucking getting. It's just a joke. Nobody should be taking shit too seriously.
If my comedy offends you, he said on stage, it's probably because you're taking life too seriously. He called out cancel culture for what it is, a way to shut down humor and free speech, and it worked. Rather than losing gigs, Rife gained even more popularity, proving that sometimes standing your ground is the best way to face the woke backlash. Of course, when you talk about cancel culture, you can't forget Ricky Gervais. He's the man who turned his Golden Globes hosting gigs into a roast of Hollywood's self-righteousness. But those roasting sessions almost cost him his career in the US.
And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right? But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because she... I can't do this next joke.
In 2020, During his infamous monologue, he called out Hollywood's hypocrisy, mocking their virtue signaling and fake wokeness.
Show Supernature dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can. I did. Yeah, the inevitable backlash.
You're all about saving the planet and being woke, Gervais said. But the companies you work for, Apple, Amazon, Disney, they're all running sweatshops. So if you win an award tonight,
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you?
don't make it a platform for a political speech. The reaction, many in Hollywood were furious, calling him cruel, mean-spirited, and inappropriate. There were calls to cancel him from future hosting gigs, and some even claimed he was too controversial for American audiences. But Gervais didn't back down. In interviews afterward, he said, "It's not my job to care if you're offended. It's your job not to be offended." And guess what? He's still going strong. The controversy only boosted his popularity, and fans loved seeing someone who wasn't afraid to call out Hollywood's hypocrisy to their faces. And then there's a comedian who got caught in one of the biggest cancellation storms in recent history.
On my side, openly, I say I'm wrong for my past words. I say it. I said it. I understand that.
Back in 2019, Kevin Hart was on top of the world. He was named the host of the Oscars, and it seemed like a dream gig. But just days after the announcement, old tweets of his surfaced. With jokes some deemed homophobic, the internet exploded with outrage, calling for his immediate removal. Rather than bowing to the mob and issuing a standard public apology, Kevin took a different approach. He initially refused to apologize again for jokes he'd made years ago.
Tweets just somehow manifested from 2008. Now, I don't know who follows me or who doesn't. I'm on social media every day. I got over 40,000 tweets. To go through 40,000 tweets to get back to 2008, that's an attack. That's a malicious attack.
Saying he had already addressed them and grown as a person. "I'm not going to continue to go back and tap into the days of old when I've moved on," he said. The backlash didn't stop. And eventually, Hart decided to step down as Oscars host. Not because of pressure, but to avoid the event being overshadowed by the controversy. But here's the twist. Hart didn't lose his career. In fact, he turned the whole situation into a teachable moment. He released a Netflix documentary, Kevin Hart, Don't K This Up, where he tackled the issue head-on, showing his growth as a person and an entertainer. He continued making movies, performing stand-up, and eventually addressed the issue in his own terms, proving that even the biggest cancellation storm couldn't keep him down. These comedians, Fluffy, Matt Rife, Ricky Gervais, and Kevin Hart, have all faced the wrath of cancel culture, and each has refused to let the woke critics dictate their careers. Whether it's through comedy, clapping back, or taking control of their own narratives, they prove that being true to yourself will always outweigh bowing to the mob. So if you're tired of woke Hollywood and cancel culture, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and remember, in comedy, nothing's off limits. Bonus clips for my fans.